Andre Russell.
I have placed my bet on this team that it will at least enter the playoffs here. Come on.
Again, another Dutch delivery.
Hi guys, CA Rachana Ranade here, and I welcome you all to another lecture which is one of the most demanded lecture by you all, and it is on basics of options. By the way, I hope at least as of now you have subscribed to my channel and hit the bell of this financial temple. In the first part of the video, I've given you a completely non-financial example for just to explain you the concept of options. Try to digest this example which is related to stock market, and then I will tell you the definition of options, and I believe, I feel really strongly that you will be in a position to understand options in a very nice and easy way. Okay, so let's understand this example, financial example now. Assume that I feel based on technical analysis that Reliance Industries, which is trading at 2100 right now, might go up to 2200 rupees. Okay, how? Based on technical analysis, let us say. Now, if I want to buy an option, okay, I don't want to buy the share directly, I want to buy the option of Reliance Industries. Why I want to buy? Because I feel that it will go up. Okay, that is why I want to buy the option of Reliance Industries. Can I buy one option? Can I buy two options? No. I have to buy a lot of Reliance Industries. Okay, what do we mean by a lot? What do we mean by lot size? Lot size is the minimum quantity that you have to buy or in multiples thereof. Okay, so what is the lot size of Reliance Industries? Lot size is 505. Now you can imagine this 2000 plus amount multiplied by 505. That's going to be such a crazy amount. As an investor, I feel that I want to enter into this position, but I don't have that much money with me. Is it possible that I pay only a token money, something like just 2% of this entire amount? Both these examples fit into your mind, right? Now let's understand the meaning of options. It's as good as the definition of option. I've just tried to break it down and put it in a simplified format. I'm reading it out for you. What is an option? An option is a contract which allows an investor to buy or sell. In my example, what did I do? In my second example of Reliance Industries, I was wanting to buy the option of Reliance Industries. So it can either be buying or selling. Okay, what is the second point? What do I want to buy or sell? An underlying instrument like a stock or even an index. In my example, what was the underlying instrument? For Reliance option, the underlying instrument was Reliance Industries shares. Just in case if you don't know the concept of what do we mean by underlying, I have done this video on basics of futures and options. Just have a look at this so that you will understand this concept in a better way. Okay, so underlying instrument is what I'm betting on. What is the third point? At a predetermined price. Okay, I bet on a specific price. I have a predetermined target. This target is nothing but a strike price, also known as an exercise price. Now you have to tell me, in the example of Reliance Industries, what was my strike price? What was my target price? It was 2200, correct? And if I was talking about this team, what was my target? Target was that it will at least reach the 4th position. That is when it will enter into the playoffs, correct? So that was my target price, strike price, exercise price, synonyms, okay? What is the last point? Over a certain period of time. Okay, what do we mean by over a certain period of time? In my Reliance Industries example, a certain period of time can be generally 1 month, or it could be 2 months or 3 months. Assume in my example, I had taken it up to only 1 month. Those who already do trading in options or futures, they might be aware that generally we have Thursdays as an expiry date. Okay, so by the end of this month is my expiry. If I'm talking about the IPL example, what will be the expiry time frame? It will be this season of IPL. I can't say, "Arey, my team won," but only the problem was that it won in the next season. I can't say that. It has to be in this season only, right? So the time frame is this season, right? And what is the last point? Last point is that for that, a premium is paid by the buyer to the seller. Okay, now what was that premium paid by the buyer to the seller? When I betted on this team, was I able to enter the bet without paying anything? No, I had to pay something. Okay, so that was the amount of XYZ, whatever, that is the amount of premium I pay. And in case of Reliance Industries, what was the premium amount? Do you remember I said something like a 2% of the total contract price, right? That is exactly nothing but the premium which a buyer pays to the seller. So please understand, if I'm buying Reliance Industries options, means someone on earth is obviously selling it. I can't buy it from the air. Okay, so I am the option buyer and I'm buying it from someone. I don't know who is that person, but that someone is the option seller. For those who are already aware about trading in options, you can definitely try out Sensible platform. So if you check out the link in the description box, this is where you will be redirected to. So in short, Sensible also has its paid plans as well. So if you go for the 1 year plan, the best part is that you pay for 12 months, but if you are checking through my link, you will get the same offer for 15 months, and plus you will get a free course by my team, absolutely free of cost. Now that you know the meaning of options very nicely, let's understand that there are two different types of options. What are the two different types of options? One is known as a call option and one is known as a put option. Okay, two types of options. But understand that every type of option has also two more parties. One is known as a call buyer, one is known as a call seller. And if I'm talking about a put contract, there is a put buyer and there is a put seller. Now, in my example, wherein I talked about Reliance Industries case, who was I? Was I a call buyer or was I a call seller? Think. I was a call buyer. Absolutely. Chalo. Have we understood the meaning of options? Yes. Have we understood that there are two types of options? Yes. Have we understood that there are two parties to the options? Yes. Now what is pending? Now we have to understand what is an example of the option. So let's start with an example. I have basically written down a very base example, example 1 and example 2. Okay, what is the price of Reliance Industries today? Assume it is 2100. These are as good as case 1, case 2. Okay, today Reliance Industries is at 2100 and assume that I have taken it as a monthly expiry contract. Okay, I believe that by the end of October 2020, it will go at least to 2200. Can you remember the technical word for this? It was strike price or my exercise price. I believe that it should reach at least 2200. If it reaches there, am I happy? Yes, my target is met. If it goes beyond that, are you happy? Yes, why not? So in my example, I had betted on this team that it will at least go to the 4th position. Okay, if it comes as the first, if it comes in the first position, am I going to be sad? Obviously not. Arey yaar, first position pe aa gaya. I'm not going to say that. I'll be happy. At least 4th position is what I want, right? So similarly, this is the basic target which has to be met. If it goes to 2300 on the expiry date at the month end, will I be happy or not? Answer is obviously yes. Higher the better. I'm a call buyer, right? In this case, you only tell me, will I exercise my option or not? Answer is yes or no? Answer is yes, because in simple words, has the option moved in my direction? Yes, I wanted it to go up. It went up. Will I exercise my contract? Yes. Okay, I'm sure there is a little bit doubt in this phrase, will I exercise my option or not? I know there is a small doubt. Your doubt will be cleared in the next 1 minute. Wait. First, let's move on to example number 2. Today, the option is at, today the price is at 2100. And what was my thought process? Thought process was that it will reach at least 2200 on the expiry date. Okay, what happened? It went down. It went down to 1800 on expiry. Okay, now what will you do? Will you still go ahead with the contract? Will you exercise your option? Has the stock moved in your direction or against your direction? It has moved against your direction. So are you going to exercise this contract? No. Remember your childhood days. You used to assume that you were the owner of the cricket bat. Okay, when you used to go to play, obviously first batting would have been yours. Okay, and assume that you were out on the very first ball. What you used to say? Sampla. Ata मी नहीं खेलना रे. Done. And you used to move out. Okay, what did you do? You preferred not to exercise your option of playing till the end. Okay, choice was yours. You didn't have any obligation to play till the end. In simple words, whenever I'm saying, will I exercise my option or not? I have a choice. I don't have an obligation to continue with my contract. So we are on the concluding part of this video, but this is a very important one to wrap up the entire discussion to get you a full hang of what is a call option. Okay, in simple words, in today's video I have not even touched upon what is a put option. Okay, if you remember, I told there are two types of options, the call option and put option. Today we are discussing only and only about call option. So to just quickly recap, in a call option there are two parties to the contract. Which are the two parties to the contract? One is called buyer and one is a call seller. Right now, what did we understand? Call buyer has a right but not an obligation. Okay, if it is obligation. So basically, for a call buyer, if the contract goes in his way, he is going to exercise it. If it does not, he is not going to exercise it. Okay, so what will happen? In my previous example, where the current market price was 2100 and the price as on the date of expiry was 2300, okay, was I in profit? Yes. Acha, could it have been possible that it goes up to 2400? Yes, I am in more profit. 2500, huge profit. 3000, excessive profit. So in simple words, how much is the maximum profit? For a call buyer, profit is unlimited. There is no specific cap for that. For a call buyer, profit is unlimited. Acha, in the second example, the current market price as on the last date was 1800, correct? And what did I say? Ata nahi ja, I am not going to exercise the contract. So what will happen in that case? Tell me. In that case, what is my maximum loss? The maximum loss is not going to be this minus this. No, maximum loss is basically the amount that I have paid as a premium. You remember that 2% I was talking about? 2% of the contract price? Yes, that 2000 plus multiplied by 505, uska 2%. That was the price money, that was the bet amount that I had placed. Okay, that was the maximum loss that I can have. So in simple words, quickly tell me, for a call buyer, how much is the profit? Profit is unlimited. And how much is the loss? Loss is limited. Limited to how much? Limited to the premium paid. Is this absolutely okay? Say yes. Yes. Okay. That was only about the call buyer. For a call seller, it's obviously exactly the opposite. Here, loss will be unlimited. So it is just like a mirror image now. Here profit was unlimited, here loss will be unlimited. And for call buyer, the loss was limited to the amount of premium paid, and for the call seller, the profit is going to be limited to the amount of premium received. Okay, so I know you might be in a position of thought process that if call seller has limited profit and unlimited loss, do really call sellers exist? So I hope you have enjoyed today's video. I know there will be still lot many questions in your mind. All these will be answered in the advanced part of these videos. So till then, take care, Jai Hind and bye-bye.